Hi, it's Emma. This is our first video in the video series How to Get Your First Data Science Job. Getting interviews is definitely the most important and difficult part to land a job offer. I know lots of you have been struggling in getting calls from recruiters, and it seems that the pandemic only made things worse. However, the good news is that companies are hiring and there are lots of openings on the market. In this video, I'm gonna show you how to get interviews step by step so that you could be more efficient and methodical in your job search. Remember that this video is meant for you so that I love to hear feedbacks from you to make it better. Any comment, feedback, question is welcome. Now let's go over what we are going to learn. First of all, I'm gonna show you what are the 3 ways to get data science interviews. Secondly, where to find data science jobs. Then I talk about how to reach out to the gatekeeper. A gatekeeper is an important point of contact to help you kick off the interview process. I'll talk about it in detail later. Finally, how to get referrals. For both reach out to the gatekeeper and getting referrals, I'm gonna provide the scripts for you so that you could get a sense of what to include or not in the message. Don't forget to check the PDF file in the description. All the useful resources and scripts are included. Typically, there are 3 ways to get interviews, namely role application, contacting the gatekeeper, and getting referrals. Here is a diagram showing the amount of effort and the effectiveness of these 3 methods. Getting referral is the most effective way, but it requires the most amount of time and effort, assuming that you don't know anyone who's willing to refer you yet. I'm going to talk about the strategy for each of them in detail. Let's start with the easiest option, role application. Well, the first question you might have is where to look for jobs. Most people rely on popular online job boards such as LinkedIn, Glassdoor, and Indeed. But nowadays, these websites get so competitive and one job post might get hundreds, if not thousands, of applicants within a few days. Let's take a look at a few examples. Lyft has published a data scientist decisions position, and there were over 800 applicants 1 week after the job was posted. You might think this is an extreme example because Lyft is a very popular tech company. There was another position, data scientist machine learning platform, that was posted by Spotify, and it received more than 2,500 applicants within 4 days. Well, even for less popular startup companies such as Quibi, the competition is fierce. There were 277 people applied for the position within a week that the job was posted. I guess the conclusion is obvious here. If you only rely on these popular online job boards, the chances that you will get an interview is slim because you will be up against a mountain of candidates. So what can you do? Well, here's my suggestion. Instead of using all these popular job boards, you could try some data science related websites which typically have a job section. For example, Kaggle, KD Nuggets, Reddit, TripleByte, and etc. Don't worry, you cannot remember all the names. All the links and resources are summarized in the PDF file in the video description. In addition, there are a few smaller online job boards that are less popular, but the response rate is much higher than the largest job boards. I checked AngelList today when I made this video, and there were over 1,000 data scientist positions available in the US. I actually got my first data science job through AngelList, so try it out. One thing worth noting is that if there is any chance that you could send a personalized note to the person who is hiring, definitely do so. For example, on AngelList, you could send a note to the hiring manager. I encourage you to do some research on the company and explain why you will be the best fit for that position. The second method to get interviews is through the gatekeeper. A gatekeeper refers to a technical recruiter or data scientist in the company that you are interested in working with. Big companies typically have technical recruiters that are dedicated for hiring data scientists. But the data science team at smaller companies may be more self-contained, so they may just hire by themselves. The importance of gatekeepers is that if they give you thumbs up, they will help you move forward with the interview process. So, how to reach out to the gatekeeper? First, you want to come up with a list of companies that you are interested in. Then, you want to find the contact information of the gatekeeper by using the company website, LinkedIn, or Google. Thirdly, prepare an email pitch that is short and to the point. Then you could send it to the gatekeeper, which might lead you to an in-person contact. I'm gonna show you a template in a second. Finally, if you don't get any response after a week or so, send a follow-up email. You want to keep following up until you get rejections. Basically, an email pitch should be short and complete. What I mean by that is you want to have everything here, including your experience, why you're interested in the company, what is your most impactful project, and of course, your resume. Note that your email might be forwarded to a different person, and no one is gonna copy and paste multiple emails for you. A good email pitch contains two parts. The first part is a quick intro with 2 to 3 sentences, including your intention, a brief description of your experience, and why you are interested in that company. I encourage you to do some research on the company so when you express your interest, you can be specific on what problems they are solving. The second part is about your best project. Make sure it's shareable, readable, and interesting. So here is a template provided for you. And you could also find it in the PDF file under the description. You could use this template as a starting point, but let me be very clear. Do not copy this script. You can change things, you can make it longer or shorter, but the main idea is to show your interest and send everything that's necessary. Finally, let's talk about the third method to get interviews, getting referrals. How to get referrals is the most commonly asked question that I got, and it's worth explaining in detail. To clarify, the referral I'm talking about is to get someone who's familiar with your work to give you a glowing referral to their companies. It's not about asking strangers that you found on LinkedIn or somewhere else for a referral. And most of the time, it won't work. The difference between getting referrals and contacting the gatekeeper is that you want to build a relationship first, and that relationship goes a long way. That's why it requires more time and effort, but the benefit is huge if you do it correctly. You could get a job easier, get introduced to more people, expand your network, and so on. So, how to do it? There are 3 steps. First, buy people coffee. It may not easy to do due to COVID. Instead, you could ask for a brief Zoom chat. Secondly, do an informational interview. I hope it's not too hard, but you just want to show interest to what the person is doing as well as the company. The last step is to follow up. You don't want to make it a one-off connection. Hasib Qureshi has a great blog post on breaking into the tech industry, and the part on networking is brilliant. I'm gonna read through his post. People hate it when you ask them for a job. Give you a job? Why? They don't know you. Why would they give you a job? Why would they even waste their time on you? The power of informational interviewing is that instead of making it about you, you make it about them. People like to talk about themselves. They like to teach others. They want to help. But they don't want to be pestered by strangers for favors. If you keep doing this, people will see your curiosity and your genuineness. They'll believe in your story and they want to refer you. By the way, the whole article contains lots of helpful tips for people who want to break into the tech industry. Check it out. Okay, now you know how to network and get referrals correctly. I want to show you a cold email template that you could use as a reference for the first outreach. Hi name, I am your name. Having worked the entirety of my career in field, I'm really fascinated with what you're doing at company. I'm actually trying to get a job as a data scientist and I'm interested to know more about what they do. I'd love to buy you coffee and pick your brain about it. Are you free sometime this or next week around time? Thank you, your name. The main point here is to make it personal and show your interest genuinely. After all those efforts, finally someone is waiting to refer you. Congratulations! You've done the hard work and there's one more thing you want to pay attention to get a successful referral. That is to reduce the friction. Once people are willing to refer you, don't ask them, are there openings in your company? You should go look at the company website yourself and find the openings that is the best fit for you and send a message with your resume, the job link, and a description of your experience and why you are a good fit. If you follow all these steps, you will get strong referrals. And this will not only help your first job search, but future searches as well. I have just shared everything you need to know to get data science interviews. The key takeaways are: don't only rely on the big online job boards. Less popular job boards tend to have a higher response rate. When you contact the gatekeeper, prepare an email that's short and to the point. If you want to get referrals, start with building the relationship. So, here is your action step for today. You are going to need 2 hours and I've provided scripts to help you do this. Send 5 role applications using the job boards that I recommended. Build a list of companies you are interested in, no matter there's an opening or not. Send 3 email pitches to 3 gatekeepers. And finally, invite 3 people for informational interviews. I hope you liked the video so far. Remember that I made this video for you, so that I'd love to hear feedbacks from you to make it more helpful for your job search. Also, let me know if there's any topic you want me to talk about. Stay tuned and I'll see you in a week.